So, Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for today. Thank you for JM Journal. Thank you for this journey that I'm going on. I'm grateful that it started back again. I'm grateful that I'm doing this again. And Lord, I pray that whatever I say, whatever I do, will be able to help somebody else. Let my journey be a source of edification for somebody else. Let my journey, as messy as it has been, as messy as it can be, Lord, let it give encouragement to somebody else to keep going and keep striving. So Lord, guide my words today. Allow me to be transparent but not naked. And in everything, glorify you. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Yo, what's going on, people? It is Julian here. Obviously, it is JM Journal. This is entry 36. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for spending time with me today. And I'm praying and hoping that today's entry will be edifying to somebody out there. Look, I'm so grateful for every person that has been supportive of this journey, this journal. Every single person that has sent encouragement and encouraged me to keep going. So just continue to support, continue to share this. Please share this with people. I'm hoping that today on this, that on this entry, I don't usually put like targets out there, but if we can just maybe try and get to 50 likes, that would be a blessing. So if you're watching it, just like it, just even quickly right now, just like it. Even leave a comment if you feel like you need to leave a comment or can leave a comment. Share it and please subscribe to the channel and send it to somebody else for them to subscribe to the channel. I'm sure that this will help somebody out there. Again, I'm going to remind you that you can ask me questions. Yeah, you can ask me questions about anything via the link that's in the description. So check that out. I will be answering some of them today. I will be answering some of them today. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is JM Journal. This is entry 36, and I'm really grateful for every single person that is watching right this second, right now. You are valued by myself. But we're going to get back to the old ways of doing things. We're going to remember how I do this, So the first thing I would do is always a check-in. So how am I? It is been a very, very hectic week for me. A very hectic week, but a blessed week at the same time. So in the last few months, obviously when I've been away, there's been a few movements at work, and my job role has changed. I've changed teams. I got a little bit of a promotion as well, into a more of a leadership position, which then meant that I was now in a specific leadership space at work. And that specific leadership space had a retreat this week, and I had to go away to somewhere in Buckinghamshire and spend some time with colleagues that I've generally only see in a little box in on my screen. And if I'm honest, part of me was kind of like apprehensive. I'm not a introvert, but then there's moments where I might shy away from, just being who I am and operating at fullness or allowing my full personality to come out, because it can be quite dominant. It can be quite some people might deem it intimidating or overbearing. So I was a bit hesitant as to what I was going to do and how I was going to be, and it was the complete opposite of what I expected. It was a beautiful experience. I got to spend time with colleagues. I got to know them a much deeper than an hour or 45 minutes that I get in some of the meetings that we have. And, they got to meet me in my more fuller self. And it was just really nice to just be able to be comfortable around my colleagues. So that was good. The travel wasn't easy. The travel was a bit long. Had to rush back to Birmingham for something at church, but it was still a good experience, and I'm glad that I had it. I feel like even in terms of navigating this new role and stuff, I'm in a better mindset now, feel more comfortable now to be able to steward it well and do what is necessary for success. So it's been busy. It has been busy. last week as well, I got so obviously I filmed, obviously that episode in Nathaniel was filmed a long time ago, so the start of the JM Journal, where I did a little intro, I filmed that quite early on in the week, but for later on in the week, I got into a bit of a madness. I wouldn't say a madness actually. Let's scratch that. Had a bit of a coming together, miss a disagreement with a Christian clothing brand, which went left and left me without any clothes at all. But you know what? I think the whole thing about that experience with Holy Religion, I'm gonna say their name, Holy Religion, was the fact that the customer service was so bad. I was willing to give them grace because they're a Christian company. I'm guessing that it's an independent brand. There's not maybe they don't have loads of staff, etc., etc. However, what is important is how you treat the customers. When I've paid, I'm not one of them people that did the what's it called, the free thing that you did a couple of years ago. I put some money in there. I bought 3 things, and you weren't communicating well. And I had to put them on blast on my Instagram, and unfortunately it was very clear that this was their reputation. Because even without mentioning their name originally, a lot of people were able to decipher that I was talking about this, or about this company. And I really don't like when Christians do things rubbishly. It's not even a word. I don't like when Christians do things to a poor standard. Just because you're Christian doesn't mean you can operate at a lesser standard when it comes to business. If anything, you should be moving in more excellence, if anything. So they've lost my custom forever. I've asked for Christian brands to people to let me know what brands are out there, because I really do want to start wearing and representing, endorsing some Christian brands, because Christian clothing doesn't have to be rubbish. It can be trendy. It can be something that you can wear out normally. So again, if there's anyone that knows more, please let me know. But I'm talking about really nice stuff. I'm not talking about I'm gonna put Jesus on a t-shirt and that's it. Like, it needs to be good quality and can translate to nowadays in terms of like fashion and stuff. So if you do know anyone, if anyone watches, my viewers know anyone, any subscribers know anyone, just if anything, drop it in the comments, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't envisage it being a long thing. But what was interesting for me, so when I put out the video in Nathaniel, I hadn't watched it in its entirety until I came to like edit it like the day before. And a couple of things that kind of really kind of hit me when it came to this entry. First of all, the response that I've got in the main has been really positive from it. Even down to the fact that people said it was really refreshing to see 2 younger, I'm not young, but 2 black men talking quite frankly, openly about their mental health and the journeys that they've been on. And I know this is quite common, like that people do stuff like this. However, I know because me and Nat are boys, and this wasn't like an interview with someone I didn't know, I think we were able to kind of go to a level that sometimes you might not see. So and if I'm honest, some stuff had to get taken out because it was too raw, but it did the job, and I'm really proud of Nathaniel again. But at the same time, this is part of podding, or the part of like doing these kind of episodes, that people also have freedom to say what they want and twist things and come with foolishness. And even dealing with that has been a bit draining or annoying somewhat. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? But the episode itself, the entry, was really good, and I'm glad that I've put it out. It's done now, and if anything, what it taught me was that, because we filmed that months and months ago, like it's probably closer to a year ago than it is anything else. And it just shows that nothing goes to waste. You know, we recorded that, life happened, a lot's happened since, and it could have been easy for me to just say, oh, forget it. You know, there's no point utilizing it. It's outdated. You know, your hair's different, your face is different, everything's different. And you might even be in a completely different space to then, which I am. However, you know, there's still value in the conversation. And, you know, I just want to encourage somebody and say there's always, every part of your journey has value. Even when you're past a season, there's still value in what you've been through, which makes me then think about just life in general. Are there areas of our lives we've kind of put to the back of our minds, or we've pushed to the darkest parts of our recesses, to with the thought process that it has no value or doesn't add to your life in any way? However, you know, I believe that every part of my life, good, bad, ugly, horrible, tumultuous, great, stupendous, good and bad, has value and has contributed to where I am now. So yeah, but also I think in the episode entry, I kind of started talking about, you know, just some areas when it comes to relationship, or even just not being able to manage or navigate relationship well. That was quite triggering watching it back. And obviously, because this is dropping on Valentine's Day, it might make sense to talk about it. However, yeah, I think when I watched it back, I was looking at myself and seeing someone that was still toiling with some of the realities of the decisions that he'd made in life. There was a part that was talking about my last relationship, and I don't think I've ever really spoken about it at that level. And even then, as I said, something's got taken out at that level, or transparency about, you know, my role in terms of more in depth in terms of my role and everything, and what it also showed, and what it triggered in me was just rethinking how dark a space I allowed myself to get into whilst being in a relationship, that I know I don't want to do again. And that said, you know, he said in the video, like, you gotta heal, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I said, you know, I want to make sure that I'm completely healed before anything else, because bro, you do hurt people. And I think one thing that I know about previous situation was that I really let insecurity kind of rob me of myself. I allowed my insecurities to rob me from being able to be my best self, rob me from being able to give my best self to someone else. And I allowed insecurity to really manifest in a way that was toxic. And once something's broken, sometimes it's hard to rebuild it. And I think for a long time, when it comes to like relationships, I've often sought situations that are quite difficult, or they're not straightforward. And there was a moment like last year, and I just thought to myself, bro, like, Junior, you don't have to work. Not that you don't have to work, sorry, it's wrong phrasing. Why is it that any pursuit that you have has to have so much hard work attached to it? Like, it shouldn't be this hard. It doesn't have to be a difficult slog. Like, why can't it be easier? Nothing's easy, but why can't you have the smooth sailing smoother sailing ride that other people have. Why can't you have it? And I think for a long time I just got so used to chaos or chaotic situations or toxic situations that I just thought this is what it is and this is what is required. And I thought that this is just what it is for me. And in some respects, I kind of found safety in the chaos. When you're going through life and nothing's happened for a while, and you're just like, yo, this is like weird. Like there's nothing's happening, and then sometimes we self-sabotage. Sometimes we just make the chaos out of nowhere. And I think looking at my life, looking at certain relationships that I've been in and certain choices that I've made in relationships, the quiet season or time of peace was so unnerving because I was so used to chaos and there was comfort in chaos for me that, you just do stuff to make the chaos happen and, not considering the consequences, not considering what happens afterwards. And, that's something that I've really had to wrestle with. And I think even in terms of wrestling with it on a personal level where I'm accepting like, yo, you can have good things. You're allowed good things. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to experience joy. You're allowed to experience peace. Yeah? Like, I've really had to kind of dig down on that. And even then, what that does, it changes everything. It changes your perspective on, or it's changed my perspective on what to accept and what to not accept. So let's get on to these questions that came in quite thick and fast. And I'm going to ask, right, that, more come in, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm only going to answer a couple here. But more come in. There's space. There's time. I'm making time in most episodes. Sorry, I have to stretch my knee because, boy, some of these, them mash up, man. Jeez. Listen, look after your body, bro. Look after your body, people, because my God, your body would tell you when things aren't right. So if anyone would like to pray and be nice, then I'd welcome prayers for healing. Hallelujah. If you feel to do so. All right, so let's I'm gonna open a couple at random. This one says, how did you get your beard game so strong? What oils are you using? First of all, whoever did that and whoever sent that is a troll, because this beard ain't even strong. I mean, the man's patchy, bro. But I said, I'm not even, I can't, it's over there. I can't bother to get it. But I'm grateful that I have some form of facial hair, because boy, to the people them out there with no facial hair, and I don't know what my face would look like without anything on it right now, because my face isn't as slim as it used to be. To be honest, I haven't found a beard oil that I know works, because every time I go to the hair shop and buy a specific beard oil, the next time I go there, it ain't there. So if anyone has any suggestions, actually, then let man know. All right, let me know, because it would be beneficial, and yeah, it would be beneficial, and I would greatly appreciate it. That's what I was trying to find the words to say. So yeah, and whoever that is, you're a pagan, because you're definitely trolling the thing. All right, next one. Of course, someone asked this question. Someone said, do you think you'll get married? 1,000% I'll do. I genuinely believe I'll get married. If you asked me this a year ago, I would say I'd say I want to get married. Whether I think I was able to, that's where the wonder was. But now I'm like 1,000%, bro. Like I know that's what is for me. I know that they're, the right partner right person understands me and I understand them, there will just be a synergy that will just allow an experience of life that I know is for me, right? Um, I do think so. I think at the minute I am at the same. Okay, so as much as I'm saying this, I actually think I'm okay, like with nothing at this present moment, which I never thought I would say. You know, I never thought I'd say this. I genuinely think that if at this present moment I'm okay with not being anything, and I think part of that is because it is treacherous out there, boy. But listen, God, God, it's not easy. So yeah, we're praying. We, you know what I say we, because I know there's people that are praying, family and things there. So yeah, all in its own time, all in its own time. But 1000%, I think I'll get married. I'm not. I have no doubt about that. To who remains to be seen. So we'll see, and you never know. And I also believe in acceleration as well. I really believe that when two people are aligned and purposed, and things can happen quicker than we think. So yeah, boom, that's that. All right, one more before I go. All right, let's do this one. It says, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?" 5 years' time, I will be 38. God, 38. Oof. Where do I see myself, or where do I hope to be? Where do I see myself? So let's get the relation stuff out of the way. I'll 100%. I will be married. I'm hopefully have another child, at least one more child in 5 years. Because my son is always asking for a sibling, and I feel bad now. But yeah, so I see myself potentially in ministry full time. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the next 5 years, or see myself in 5 years' time. I see, yeah, in ministry full time, providing that everything lines up well. Um, Obviously with family, supporting my wife. This is something that I would say I've never considered until maybe the last few months, because I always thought I'd be here in the UK. I don't know how certain I am of that, which has never, ever, ever been a thought process. Like, you can ask my family, if my family will watch this and be like, "What? Really?" Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. However, I think I'm more open to the idea of not being here, or yeah, just more open to that, with the right opportunity, with it being God led, obviously. So that's something that I've now thought about, that I've never thought about before. So I could be in another country, you know. You never know, blood. You never know, blood. You never know. What else? 5 years time. Extremely, extremely well off. I'm not saying that just out of banter. I genuinely believe that things are just gonna move in a certain way financially. I know that I'm making decisions now, just by myself in singlehood. God, to ensure that financially things are just really good. And it also means that whoever comes into the space of me and whose space I go into, they're gonna have the same mindset, because I'm not trying. I really want to be able to give my kids a certain type of lifestyle. I really want to be able to just see the world in a certain way. So yeah. What else? What else? In 5 years' time. Also, hopefully gone to some form of theology college and done some postgraduate study in 5 years' time. So either completed or doing at that point in time. And alive. Hello, alive. So alive and in good health. How can I forget that? In good health, I'm making decisions now, getting back into shape now, so that 40 isn't gonna be crazy, because man hit 30 and the body just said, yo, you've been abusing me for too long. So getting everything in order. So yeah. Alive, 100%. I see myself being alive, because there's been so many like untimely deaths. Just been so many, a few, especially in the last year. One that has been still hard for me to get my head around, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing to kind of, not kind of, but to be around. Obviously, if God calls me home, it's different, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing, because if anything, those deaths that have happened quite suddenly have made me realize made me come to terms with my mortality. And funnily enough, isn't it Erickson's stages of development? And it talks about there's one stage, I think it's like in the 40s and the 50s, where you start considering your mortality. 'Cause I guess the body starts changing, all that kind of stuff. And, I'm in my 30s, so I'm 10 years ahead of that stage. But I think it's in the 30s, that season as well, where you realize that you're not invincible as well, psychologically. So I think I'm also at that age where there's a level of future proofing that I'm trying to do, physically, economically, mentally. So yeah, I've really had to consider my mortality on a number of levels. Yeah, but that stuff I'll probably have to talk about another time, in terms of those deaths or whatever. That's not a 5-minute thing. Yeah, I didn't answer all the questions. There's a few more, but as again, ask them, send me them. I'm ready to answer, and remember, it's anonymous. So really and truly, there's no fear of me finding out who asked the question. And again, if there's anything that I say in the pods, in the entries that intrigue you, that you want to ask for more information on, then just send it through. You know what I mean, bloods? Send it through, fam. Send it through. So yeah, guys, thank you, man, for joining me again. I'm praying that it helps somebody out there, So yeah, entry 36 done. This is Julian. Remember, keep journeying, keep journaling. Julian out. Peace.